Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, presented by Hugh Hattrick. Drive fast and try not to crash. Hello and welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. Now, about a year ago, we did a video called The 10 Worst Cars on Sale in Britain. And I thought I would do a bit of an update, as our channel has grown quite a bit. And thanks very much to all the new subscribers and to Rory for recommending us from his great racing channel. But I thought I would do something a bit of fun and try and look at the UK car market and let you know of what we think are the worst cars on sale in Britain, along with one or two of the better ones as well. But here to start with are the cars to avoid. Now you might think, a Mini, even a Mini Countryman. Well, this one is the one on the Mini website, and it looks quite nice. You think, yeah, I would have one of those. It looks quite fun, quite practical, and in the most part, it's not too bad. But the kind of cars that you're faced with when you end up going into a mini garage is something a bit more like this. That's right, it's grey, it's bland, and it looks, oh my goodness me, I'm not buying that. Unless your name's Myrtle, you're not going to want to drive one of these. And nearly £21,000 worth of car as well. There's honestly so much better cars out there on the market, and this one, even looking at its interior, which is slightly better, if we have a little look at that, for example, it's not bad. It looks like a Mini on the inside, but on the outside, it definitely gets the thumbs down from us. Let's get on with the next one, but certainly this Mini Countryman is not worthy of the Mini badge. Now, the next car that we are thinking is pretty awful is the Toyota Aygo. That's right, they've been making it for years now. It's a joint venture with Peugeot and also with Citroën. And in fact, most of the cars are actually built at the Toyota plant in France. It's not great. The first ones were absolutely terrible. The clutches were as sharp as an old woman's car, and it really didn't go very well. It was horrible. It was cheap. The interior was absolutely dreadful. And what's more, it was really expensive. Now, the thing is, after years and years of this car being on sale and basically the same car, it doesn't really look an awful lot better. They got all this cheap plastic everywhere. And the thing is, at £11,000, you can have a far, far better car for a lot less money, and we'll come to a much better replacement in the next few photographs and next few cars that we're choosing. But this Toyota Aygo is really absolutely shocking. But the only deal that you'll get that might possibly make it worthwhile is if you buy a second-hand one. Let's have a look and see what's available. Now, after a bit of searching, I found this one at £6,999, saving just under £4,000 in a 2-year-old Toyota Aygo. But this one looks even worse with those horrible wheel trims. What's more, we get Bluetooth, you get a DAB radio, and you might pay, if you pay a little bit extra, you'll get one that has reversing sensors. Although, if you need reversing parking sensors on a car this small, you need to seriously have a look at your driving. And I don't mean going to David Perel for his one-to-one tuition. I just mean you need to learn how to drive, because this car is so small you should be able to park it without any kind of issues at all. But the Toyota Aygo, even at a 2-year-old vehicle at just under £7,000, is uninspiring, overpriced, and there's an awful lot better cars out there. So it's a thumbs down for the Toyota Aygo. Now, remember we looked at that 69 plate Mini Countryman and said, please, whatever you do, don't buy one of those. You could have an Alfa Romeo Stelvio diesel. Now, it might be 2 years old. It may have done 24,000 miles. But this car has a 2.2 diesel engine. It's got 210 horsepower. It's automatic. And you've got Italian style all the way from Italy. Look at that. Isn't it just a phenomenal looking machine? And this one it's quick, it's good on fuel, and it's going to get you far more street cred than any Mini Countryman will ever dream of. So the Alfa Stelvio is definitely one that the Car Sim and Race Driver Show would recommend. I'm going to show you another little car which is a great deal and far, far better than the Toyota Aygo that we were talking about earlier in the show. Now, this is the MG3. You might be thinking, oh my goodness, it's an MG. It's just like a car as bad as the old MG ZR, but no, this one is quite different. It drives well, comes with a 1.5 litre petrol engine, and is a seriously decent little machine. What's more, this car costs just £9,200 compared to the £11,000 of the Toyota Aygo. Not only is this much better value, it's bigger, far better to drive. I think it comes with a 7-year warranty, I think it was, from MG, which is pretty much, unbeatable, as good as a Kia and things like that. A lot more fun, and if you're a bit of a racer, this is going to give you far more street cred than any little Toyota Aygo will ever do. This car is seriously decent, and it's cheaper as well. Your monthly payments, as we can see here, can be as little as £148 a month. This was on the Motorpoint website, but there's loads of them on Auto Trader, and this is definitely a thumbs up from the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. So we've had 2 terrible cars and 2 really good cars. What will come next? Now, I bet you're thinking, cars can't come any cheaper or any worse than this. However, you'd be wrong, because we said that little MG that we had listed previous was about 9,200. Well, have a guess how much this Dacia Sandero Laureate comes in at. That's right, just 5,999. That's not bad going. And this one, it even has sat-nav, or it certainly should have, because it's the Laureate model, and they normally do. It's also got cruise control, air conditioning, parking sensors in the rear, Bluetooth, steel wheels, cloth trim. In fact, I think they're actually alloys, possibly. I don't even know how to describe the car properly here at Motorpoint. Normally they are up to date indeed. But this one, as it's a Laureate, it should definitely have sat-nav with it. And there's plenty around on Auto Trader as well. Now these things are cheap as chips to run, and what's more, to buying, well, look at the price like that. That might be 3 years old, but to be fair, getting one that's a bit younger isn't going to be that much more. Easily under £7,000 for a fantastic little car. If you just need a little runabout, it's brilliant. And remember, the more money you save on these cars, the more money you've got to spend on your sim rig and everything else that goes with it. So, definitely a thumbs up to the Dacia Sandero. It might be cheap, but it is cheerful. Okay, now it's time for those of you who are under 18 to leave the room, because it's the start of the horror show. Indeed it is. It's this. Oh my goodness me. It's a Vauxhall Combo something. What horrendous thing. Yes, Vauxhall Combo Life Estate. At £11,999, yes, you might be saving £10,500 from its originally incredibly overpriced original retail price. But you get a 1.2 turbo energy with 7 seats. So if you do have kids, you might want to have a look at that. But do you really want to drive something that looks truly as bad as a Doncaster cab, a mini cab? It is pretty bad. It's not even at this price could I even say I would recommend one. Please, if you've got any heart and soul at all, avoid a Vauxhall Combo or anything as bad as one of these. I think even a Fiat Doblo might be better looking. It's a from the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. Now it's time for a Nissan Bland Wagon. You can tell that this shares its floor plan and chassis with the Renault Kadjar, another car that's not exactly exciting to look at or will get your heart racing in any possible way. And thank goodness they haven't put the Qashqai on Gran Turismo Sport yet. Maybe they'll do it for GT7. Let's hope not. These cars are just so bland and quite expensive. This one, for example, is £16,500. But say a prayer for the person who had it before, because they paid nearly £25,000 for it. Well, that was certainly its list price. But, well, they might handle okay, they're maybe quite comfortable, and if you get a reasonable spec with the nice kind of wheels and things like that, okay, it's going to be better than some. But honestly, is that what you want to spend your money on? And is it really an amazing family car? To be honest, if you want a family car, there is so much better on offer. Let's have a look. Now, for example, if you need a family car, just buy one of these. It's a Ford Focus. And this one's quite an interesting one. To be fair, it looks like it's one of these special ones that they test, you know, a kind of test version before they're launched, with its kind of very interesting wheel trims or alloys. I don't know, they are actually alloy wheels on that. But it's quite nice in white. Reminds me of a Spanish hire car. But how much do you think this one is? Now, take into account that last Nissan we saw was nearly £17,000. This is a 19 plate, and it's just £11,999. That's right, less than £12,000. Far more affordable, instantly sellable, and probably you have a much better chance of hanging on to its money compared to some other cars in its class. Everyone always likes a Focus. They're cheap to run, easy to service, and parts are readily available. And it's good to drive, much, much better than any Nissan or half-hearted SUV attempt from the mainstream manufacturers. So the Ford Focus, now that's a car we would definitely recommend. Now we've saved the best till last, because this is the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Now when people tell you you can't get into a premium car or a decent executive car, now you can, because this car has a saving of over £8,500. It's a 20 plate, so it's basically brand new. It's done 20 miles. It's a 2.2 turbo diesel automatic with an 8-speed ZF gearbox. It's rear-wheel drive, and it drives like a proper car always should. It's the return to form for Alfa Romeo. It is, of course, the Giulia. Let's take a look at its interior. Well, that will certainly be impressing the girlfriend if you drive up in one of these. Let's have a look at the price. This could be the most amazing point so far. Just £26,000. Now, when you consider that most executive cars, brand new, are a good bit more than that if it was a 3 Series or a Jaguar F-Type. But this, you can say, is the Alfa Romeo. And considering many of you will be watching from Rory's channel, we all know that he's such a nice guy. And nice guys drive Alfa Romeos. And I'm sure the community would agree this is the car that we should all be wanting to own. Or something similar. So that's it. It's been a short video, but I thought I'd have a laugh and help you if you're about to buy a car and you want to avoid the minefield that is car sales in the UK. We've had Alfas, we've had Minis, we've had Vauxhalls, we've had horrors, and we've had amazing, beautiful supermodel cars like the Alfa Romeo Giulia and Stelvio. So take care, drive fast, and try not to crash. And we'll see you next week for our live show on Monday and for our live stream as well on Thursday night. We have a very special guest indeed, in exile, all the way from Australia. So make sure you join us then, 9 o'clock on Monday and 9 o'clock on Thursday. Take care and bye just now.